Well guys, I am back with the next story of Into the Pit. This is story 2 of the 3 stories, and it's called To Be Beautiful. Now, a non-spoiler review, just in case none of you guys want to see the rest of the video. I enjoyed this story. I'll give you a tiny summary without much spoilers. There's a girl called Sarah who is very picky about how she looks. She always looks in the mirror and she's disgusted by how she looks. She's not confident. She thinks she's ugly and fat. And she has an obsession with female models. They're all over a wall, from magazines, girl magazines, makeup videos. And she's not very happy with how she looks. She's never noticed in school. She's like a ghost in school. She wants to be popular. She wants to have friends and a boyfriend. And she's just not very happy. She doesn't eat or anything either, guys. You could even say she might have a disorder. And she's just not very happy with her appearance. One day when she's walking home from school, she finds something. And her whole life changes in that moment. And that's all I'm going to say. I probably made you guys think, you know what? I wasn't going to read the book, but go ahead, Dorco. Tell me about it now. You've intrigued me. It starts off a little bit too slow compared to Into the Pit, the first one that we did. It's a little bit slow, and it drags on a little bit at the start, and the action only starts happening around 3/4 through the story. The good thing about the books, though, guys, is that they're very short. It takes me like an hour or two to read each story. Non-stop while writing all these freaking notes again. Pages and pages of notes. But it was good at the end. I really liked the ending, actually. It was really cool and creepy. So yeah, I'm going to start talking about the story, guys. A big summary about everything, and then I'll do a short summary, and then we'll theorise a little bit. There's not that much lore in this one compared to Into the Pit, by the way, but it's still cool. And a certain character, similar characters in it, and I'll talk about that now. So dive in, guys. This one's probably going to be a little bit shorter than Into the Pit. The Into the Pit video was like an hour long, but you will see what happens. Cheers, guys. Oh, this is my favourite mug, by the way, guys. My new mug. I love it. And inside's like a nice little pattern. It's so cute. Anyway, like I just said, Sarah is the main character in this book. She is 14 years old, that we learn later on, but I'll tell you now. She's 14. She thinks she's fat and flat, cares a lot about her appearance, looks in the mirror all the time, thinks she's ugly. She calls herself Mrs. Mix and Match because she thinks like she's got a big nose, small chin, big forehead, chubby arms, thin legs, ugly hands. You know what I mean? Like God has like... Let's say God was making a cup of tea and he's stirring it and he puts in too much sugar or too much milk. Do you know what I mean? So she thinks she's just her appearance is all over the place. At school, guys, she's obsessed with these cheerleaders. Lydia, Gillian, Tabitha and Emma. Those are like the 4 main popular schoolgirls who are really pretty and they're all dressed nice and they're all popular and they've got all the attention. She's obsessed with them or admiring them. Like Sarah wants to be just like them, beautiful. And her best friend is called Abby, and Abby doesn't care about her appearance. She's the opposite of Sarah. She dresses how she wants and she doesn't care what people think. And she's like, Sarah, why are you so obsessed with them for? You know, Abby doesn't really understand. And the thing I noticed about Sarah, guys, is she's always... The first thing when she looks at girls is what they look like. So when she looks at the cheerleaders, she's like, oh, they've got such nice hair. Every detail on each character. Really nice green eyes, really nice blue eyes, really nice hair colour. And even with her best friend, like, Abby's so beautiful, but if she changed her hair and got rid of her glasses and when her braces come out, she's going to be really beautiful. So you can see Sarah is always in her mind, beauty, beauty, beauty. That's all she talks about. And then Sarah says, like, when she gets $1 million, if she ever gets $1 million, she would get a nose job and get her teeth white and stuff like that. Just more examples to show that Sarah really cares about her appearance. Later on, Abby's like, oh, Sarah, you've changed a lot in these past few years. All you care about now is your appearance. Sarah gets angry and says that, oh, it's only because I've grown up unlike you. Storms out, wants a change now. So, right, that's it. I'm sick of this happening to me. I'm sick of how I look. I need a change. I want to get noticed. I'm going to go on my own to the store with $20 and change my hair colour. That goes wrong, guys. She dyes her hair green instead of blonde. She gets upset. Luckily, her mom fixes it. Nothing happens with it. Her mom goes to the mall with her and gets it fixed. But she's very upset now, guys. Sarah is very, very low about what's happened. Anybody would be. So it gets even worse, guys. I actually feel really sorry for Sarah in this story. She goes to the girls' table, the cheerleaders' table in the cafeteria, and sits down there to see if they talk to her. They don't. They completely ignore her like she's a ghost. They don't care about her. She can obviously understand how Sarah's feeling, guys. She feels really unwanted and ugly, and then when she has the courage to, go to these popular girls, they completely ignore her. What's even worse then after that, guys, is that she bumps into her crush. Her crush is called Mason, a popular boy, good looking, this kind of story, typical Goosebumps story. And he gets angry with her like, watch where you're going. That's it, doesn't care. Moves on, ignores her, doesn't care. So that's all the book. Then you get the plot now, guys. You can see what this is like. So Sarah's obviously upset. She's so embarrassed she doesn't want to take the bus home, so she walks home. On the way from her school to her house, there's a scrapyard. You can see where this is going. A scrapyard, guys, filled with cars and gears and, metallic scrap. Things that people don't want and that get scrapped. You know about a scrapyard, by the way. In the original novels, guys, in the original trilogy, there was mentions of a scrapyard where the animatronics were placed and abandoned. So think about that. That's interesting. Sarah notices a car closest to the entrance, the fence. She notices a sedan. It's a light blue, old and rusty. She was just looking around the scrapyard while she was walking, and she looks at the scrapyard and she sees a car with something inside the trunk, the back of the car. She notices an arm hanging out of the car, guys. The trunk. The trunk's closed, but outside the trunk is an arm hanging out of it, like that. Just like that. Lifeless, just hanging out. It was a little white, hard hand, non-human, and Sarah thought it looked like the position of the hand looked like it was like waving for help, like it was drowning or something like that. So she goes inside the yard. It was unlocked, typical Goosebump plot. She goes there. The arm was metal now. She feels that it's metal and white. And she opens the trunk, and inside is, originally she thinks it's like a doll, a discarded doll, a marionette, but it wasn't. She takes it out, and it's taller than Sarah. A tall, slim figure, very thin, very feminine, and it had joints like a robot, okay? And it was beautiful. Sarah looked at it and thought, oh my God, this robot thing is amazing. Now listen to the detail. Green eyes, cupid bow lips, and pink circles on her cheeks. A pretty clown. Red hair in twin pigtails. Long neck, like me. Tiny waist with a rounded bust and hips. Basically, guys, it's a skinny version of Baby. All the characteristics are there. Green eyes, red pigtails, cheeks, and looks like a clown. A pretty clown, she describes it. So it's a skinny baby, a model baby. I don't know what like every animatronic has something like Rockstar Freddy, Scrap Baby, Funtime Foxy. I don't know what we're going to call this one, but Model Baby, I don't freaking know, but it's basically a very pretty baby animatronic, okay? Baby from Sister Location, by the way, not an actual baby. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. She decides to take it home, obviously. She cleans it up, gets rid of all the dust and rust, and now she sees that, oh my god, this animatronic is really beautiful. I'm so glad I've got it. And while she was cleaning the animatronic, guys, she notices that it has an on and off switch. What does she do? Turns it on. Of course she does. At first, guys, the robot twitches and stuff. Doesn't do anything. Activates again. And then gets activated. And the first thing that this model baby says, hello, friend. My name is Eleanor. So, this model baby has a name, and her name is called Eleanor. Interesting name. The only Eleanor that we know of is Charlie's doll, Charlie's little baby doll. Her name was Eleanor too, so I don't think it means anything, but it's still interesting. And Eleanor can talk to Sarah. Normal conversations. So Sarah goes, my name's Sarah. And Eleanor replies, nice to meet you, Sarah. So Eleanor can talk to Sarah like a normal human being, which is really smart. You know, a robot that can talk to a human and talk back, you know. It's pretty crazy. Eleanor, at this point, guys, is so happy that she has been rescued. She feels like Sarah is a god now. You know those little aliens in Toy Story when they get rescued from the claw? And they're like to Woody, like, oh my god, Woody, you saved us. We're forever at your debt. That's how Eleanor's with Sarah. So Eleanor's like, in a girly voice, like, thank you for rescuing me. I feel as good as new. And she does like a little twirl in a skirt and stuff, like she's really happy and girly and feminine. And Eleanor says to Sarah that she would like to return the favour. So, Sarah, you've saved me from the scrapyard. You've rescued me. I want to return the favour to you. What do you want? What is your wish in life? I will try and do anything I can to help you. And Sarah goes, she's hesitant at first, and Eleanor's like, oh, tell me, anything you want. Surely there's got to be something you want in life. And Sarah says, I want to be beautiful. And Eleanor's like, okay, I have a plan. Give me 24 hours, Sarah, and I will make you beautiful. I have a plan. The next day, Sarah wakes up and Eleanor is lifeless in the corner of the room. Off, no interaction. And Sarah tries to talk to Eleanor and no response or anything. There's a mention of Freddy Fazbear for some reason. Nothing goes along with it, just to show that it is in the FNAF universe, I'm pretty sure. Sarah has a Freddy Fazbear plushie in her room, and that's all we get from it, okay? So the FNAF location is around this area somewhere. Later on in the night, guys, Sarah comes back home and Eleanor is now activated. Eleanor seems to only be awoken at night time. Sarah says that she is nocturnal. And Eleanor has made Sarah a necklace. It's a metal necklace with a heart-shaped pendant. And Eleanor gives Sarah the necklace and says, never take off this necklace. Never ever take this off. If you don't take this off, day by day, you will be beautiful. But to do that, Sarah, I need to put you to sleep to get your beauty sleep. And I need to sing you a song to make you go to sleep. And Sarah's like, okay, it's a bit early, but I guess I'll go to bed then. And Eleanor sings this song. While doing this song, guys, Eleanor is stroking Sarah's hair, sat next to the bed, stroking Sarah's hair, and sings this. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, my sweet Sarah. When you wake, all your dreams will come true. Creepy, right? Sarah goes straight to sleep after that. Straight asleep. Then Sarah wakes up feeling absolutely great. She wakes up in a really good mood, feeling refreshed. She looks up and again, Eleanor is deactivated in the corner of the room. Sarah goes into the mirror and looks. Her arms are more slim now, guys. They used to be fat and stumpy. Now they are slim and nice. Her skin is glowing now. She feels refreshed. Her skin looks healthy. Her fingers are now long. Painted nails now, guys. Her nails have been painted. They're very neat and tidy. And, you know, Sarah can see what's happened. She has become a little bit more beautiful. Eleanor said that the necklace, every time you go to sleep and wake up day by day, you will slowly become more and more beautiful. And this was day one, and it's starting to happen. Sarah darts to Eleanor, says, thank you so much, Eleanor. Gives her a hug, gives her a kiss. Eleanor doesn't respond because she's deactivated, but does it anyway, gives her a kiss on the cheek. Thank you so much, you've made me look so beautiful. She goes downstairs, the mom goes like, wow, you look good today. You look healthy today and stuff like that. And then Eleanor's like, and Sarah's like, oh, thanks, Mom. And eats now, starts to eat breakfast and starts to get into a good mood. She's getting happy again. She's eating food. Sarah goes back to school. People seem to notice a little bit. One of the cheerleaders compliments her nail colour, which is a good start, guys. Now Sarah's like, oh my God, people are starting to notice me a bit more now. This is great. Goes back home again. Eleanor is now awake. Eleanor always awakens at night time when she comes back home from school. And Eleanor's like, oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy that I've made you happy. That makes me happy. I wanted to return the favour. You saved me, Sarah. I want to return the favour to you. At this point, guys, Eleanor is really nice. Eleanor says, oh, should we go to sleep? I need to do your beauty routine sleep. And Sarah's like, no, can we do it a bit later, please? I need to do homework and get ready and stuff. And Eleanor is fine with it. It's not, I thought Eleanor was going to be like, no, we need to do it now. Do you know what I mean? But she doesn't. Eleanor is very chill. And she doesn't mind Eleanor not, you know, being a bit late for the beauty sleep, I call it. I know his things got a little bit weirder because Eleanor, again, was like, Sarah, remember not to take off that necklace. Remember not to take it off. You can never take off that necklace. Like, keeps repeating it. Again, guys, Eleanor sings Sarah to sleep. Sarah wakes up. Now she's got slim legs. Slim legs. She's lost weight in her legs. She's taller. Her nails on her feet are polished now. She's got really nice, smooth skin on her legs. She's making progress to her final form, guys. Again, Mom notices the difference. Oh, Sarah, you look great today. You look a little bit taller as well. Abby, her best friend, notices the difference as well. That she's got a bit taller. The next day, she gets even more prettier. Without being a bit lewd, it mentions in the book, guys, so I've got to mention it. Her chest area gets bigger, you know, pretty creepy, but, you know, I do have to mention it, guys. I'm just reading the book for you, okay? She feels more toned, more fit, more healthier. Now she starts to get noticed by the boys at school. All the boys, when she's walking down the corridor, notice her. They talk about her in a good way. And Mason shows up. Remember the boy who I spoke about earlier, who didn't give a damn about Sarah in the past? But now that she's changed, Mason starts to notice her. And they have a nice conversation. They talk about what happened when they bumped into each other a few days ago. They flirt. You know, nothing comes out of it, but, you know, they've noticed each other now, which will lead on to them, you know, dating and stuff later on. Sarah's so happy now, guys. Sarah goes home and hugs Eleanor while Eleanor's awake. Hugs Eleanor, says, thank you so much for everything you've done. You've changed my life. Mason's noticed me. I love you so much. Thank you. And Eleanor hugs her back. Hugs her back, guys. Eleanor's very nice. But when Eleanor's arms went around Sarah felt a bit of fear. She doesn't know why, but when Eleanor hugged her, Sarah felt a little bit uncomfortable and scared. But she shrugs it off straight away, don't worry. It's literally like a flicker of fear. It's like her body's like, something's wrong with Eleanor, Sarah. Please stop doing this. But it doesn't happen. But Sarah wants more, guys. Her body's been changed. She feels great, but she's still unhappy with her face. She's not happy with her nose. Her nose is like a potato, apparently. She's not happy with her lips and her cheeks and her chin and stuff. And Sarah goes to Eleanor. Can I have a face change? Can you change my face for me? And Eleanor's like, well, as long as you're sure you want this, Sarah, I can do it for you, but as long as you're sure, it will be a big change when you wake up and look in the mirror. And Sarah's like, I don't care, I want the shock factor. It will be a good shock. Eleanor assures to Sarah, which I find interesting, that her mom won't recognise the face change. Like her mom won't see any difference, which is interesting. Think about that. And again, not many people talk, like Abby, for example. Abby never mentions the face change. Doesn't go, you've completely changed. What's happened to your nose? Nobody does. So think about that one. That's interesting, how nobody else notices the face change. But they did notice that she looked taller and the nail polish is all there. But not the face change. Sarah was really happy. She looked in the mirror. She looked absolutely beautiful. She looks perfect now. She's got the perfect body, the perfect face, the perfect hair. Looks amazing. And when she went to school, she was noticed by everybody now. Everybody looked at her. Everybody noticed her. She even, when she walked past the cheerleaders' table at the cafeteria, the cheerleaders said, hey, do you want to come and sit next to us and hang out? She doesn't sit next to Abby. You know, like a typical movie, guys. This is a typical movie. If any of you guys have watched Mean Girls, it's pretty similar to that. The nerdy girl gets popular, ditches her old friends, goes with the popular girls. They all think that she's a new girl at the school. So they see the difference. The popular girls see that she is different, but they think she's a new girl, which is interesting. Maybe people who like fully know her appearance don't see the difference, but people who like ignored her in the past, didn't really see her face fully, see the difference now. Hopefully you guys are getting illusion disc vibes in this, okay guys? Remember the illusion discs in the FNAF novels? The illusion discs are basically discs put on the animatronics, and they can change their appearance. So they can be a plastic empty shell at first, and then when the illusion disc activates, they can turn into a monster. They can have fur, teeth and drool and stuff. They look real. The twisted animatronics. Remember that, guys, because like I said, the heart-shaped pendant to me is probably an illusion disc. People who know her don't really see a difference in her appearance because it would be too noticeable. But people who haven't really saw her before do see the difference, if that makes sense. The cheerleaders give her like a popular interview, ask what her mom and dad do for a living and stuff like that, and where her clothes are from. You know, nasty, like an interview, which isn't very nice. And Sarah lies, says, oh, my dad's a lawyer, even though her dad left her and her mom a while ago. So it's only Sarah and her mom who live at home now, guys, which is, again, very sad. But she lies. She says, oh, my mom's this and my dad's this and I've got a lot of money. And they get approved and they say, like, oh, we should hang out soon then. And obviously, Sarah's really happy about this. They want to plan and go to the mall and stuff and do cheerleader practice, stuff like that. Mason bumps into Mason again, and Mason offers her to go for a date. So Sarah is getting a date in a few days' time. She's pretty now. She's with the popular girl. She's going on a date with a boy that she likes. You know, Sarah's really happy now, obviously. Anybody would be. They go and get ice cream, and then they ask in the future for another date. Mason goes, oh, do you want to go into the cinemas and get some pizza? And obviously Sarah says yes. And now Sarah is really happy now. She doesn't know how to repay Eleanor. Sarah's like, oh, Eleanor, you've done so much for me. I'm so grateful. Thank you. And Eleanor, again, is very weird with how she speaks to Sarah. She's like, did I make you happy, Sarah? Is he a handsome boy, Sarah? Did I make you happy, Sarah? Eleanor is pretty weird with how she speaks to Sarah, but, you know, I kind of get it. But, you know, it is suspicious now. It's like, overly creepy, like an overly creepy mom. Sarah goes on the date. It was a good date. That's all you need to know. They hold hands and stuff. You know, Sarah's like, oh my God, we held hands and everything. It was such a perfect date. Thank you, Eleanor. And then Eleanor's like, was it everything you hoped it would be, Sarah? In a motherly tone, like a girly tone. Sarah's mom is like, oh, why are these new girls hanging round with you now, Sarah? What has changed? So Sarah's mom does not see Sarah's completely changed. Sarah's appearance has completely changed. Sarah's mom doesn't see it, okay? So Sarah's like, oh, why are they hanging out with you? Nothing's changed. Remember that, because Sarah's mom does not see any change, but everybody else does, apart from Sarah's mom and Abby. Abby does see details like, oh, you look a bit taller, oh, your skin's glowing, but Abby never says anything about her face or the face change or anything. Sarah goes to the mall with the girls now, and the cheerleader girls are very mean, snobby, stuck up, go to like one of the employees like, oh, she's on minimum wage. She can't afford any of the clothes in this store. Do you know what I mean? And Sarah tries to like lie and not buy things because she's got no money, but she tries to lie about it, like she doesn't like the lipstick, etc. She's just trying to fit in. Now, guys, this part of the story is when all the action kicks in, okay, guys? So Sarah has got this necklace on still. She hasn't taken it off. She's getting happy now. Her appearance is great. This is the best time of her life with the popular girls. Almost got a boyfriend. She's really, really happy. And then the next night, she goes to sleep just like any other night. Now she's fully perfect, guys. Eleanor doesn't really, like, sing her goodbye anymore, I'm pretty sure. It's never mentioned anyway because, you know, she's fully perfect now. She doesn't need any more changing. And Sarah goes to sleep and she has a weird, creepy dream. She has a dream, guys, that she's at the cinemas with Mason, watching a film, you know, both at the cinemas, and she goes to grab Mason's hand while watching the movie. She wants to grab Mason's hand, and she grabs it, and she looks, and she's actually grabbing a white, robotic, small hand. And she looks up, and she sees Eleanor instead of Mason. Eleanor smiles at Sarah, and she sees sharp, really creepy teeth. So her dream, a nightmare, is of Eleanor. The first nightmare or scare factor that she's had about Eleanor, you know, instead of Mason, it's Eleanor, and she gives a really creepy smile, and Sarah wakes up screaming. Sarah wakes up in the middle of the night, and she sees Eleanor watching over her at the bedside. Just watching her while she sleeps. And Sarah's obviously shook by this. She wakes up screaming, and then she sees freaking Eleanor watching over her while she's sleeping. And Sarah's like, What are you watching over me for? You know, what's going on? And Eleanor's like, oh, I watch over you every night, Sarah. Every night I watch over you. I just want to keep you safe. I want to protect you. I can move over to the door and watch over you if that helps to make you feel more comfortable, Sarah. And Sarah goes, yeah, okay, go and do that, please, because that's freaking creepy what you've just done. But at that point, guys, Sarah knows something's wrong. You know, it's not the same anymore. Something's gonna happen and something's going wrong now. And that's the first time in the book, guys, where the action, like, starts to happen. It's not gonna be a happy ending for Sarah, is it? We knew that anyway, when the freaking necklace and her changing and stuff, it's not gonna last, is it? And this is the day, guys, where we come to the ending of the story, guys. A massive, massive, eventful, sad end. So Sarah goes back to school again. You know, just a normal day again. She's still got the necklace on, really pretty. Hanging around with the cheerleader girls. And the cheerleader girls, like, look at Abby, her best friend, and be like, oh my God, how scruffy does she look today? She looks so ugly wearing those childish clothes. And Sarah says, like, oh, that's my best friend from kindergarten. And, you know, the cheerleader girls are, like, bullying her and stuff. And, you know, it's not very nice. Okay, guys, this is where I was reading this part, guys, and I was like, oh my God, what the heck? Sarah slips. She's wearing these, like, proper girly shoes, you know, because they're all pretty now and stuff. She falls over. And she falls over, like, really bad fall. Full on slips in the cafeteria and falls on the floor. And when she falls on the floor, guys, like, her body feels robotic. Clanky and clanky inside of her body. Like, she feels like mechanisms, like, breaking and snapping when she fell on the floor. And at this point, guys, nothing different, don't worry. The schoolgirls are laughing at her, like, oh my God, I can't believe you just fell over. Oh my God, that's so funny and hilarious. Sarah doesn't get up. Sarah can't get up. Sarah loses control of her body when she falls on the floor. Like I said, she feels like robotic inside, like metal clanking when she fell. She starts jerking around. She can't control the body now, guys. She's like, she physically can't. She's just on the floor twitching and jerking around, and she can't control her body. She can't get up and react. She notices at the side of her, the necklace has been removed. When she fell over, the necklace fell off, and it's not on her anymore. It's at the side of her on the floor. And remember what Eleanor said. Remember, Sarah, do not take off that necklace ever, in any circumstance. Never take off that necklace. It's off now, guys. The necklace is off. And then the girls are laughing at her still while she's jerking, like, the girls are still laughing at her until that point. When she starts jerking around, guys, the girls start screaming. I call for help. Something's wrong now, guys. You know, she's jerking around on the floor. She might be having a fit. Let's call the teacher to try and help her. And then, guys, slowly but surely, she looks at her body. She turns into metal parts, scrap parts, old gears, car wheels and bicycle parts. She's slowly turning into a metal piece of junk. Scrap metal. While she's twitching around, she can see her legs and feet turning into gears and wires and robotic parts. When she speaks now, guys, she doesn't sound the same. She sounds like a robot. She speaks and it sounds metallic. It's not her voice anymore. She's turning into a freaking robot. She grabs the necklace, guys, from Abby. That's the last time she sees Abby. Grabs the necklace, Abby gives her the necklace, and she runs home, guys. While she's running home, like, her legs and feet now are all metallic and, like, parts, and while she's running back home, you hear like the clanking of the metal on the floor. Guys, she's literally turning into scrap metal at this point. And while this is happening, guys, she's still changing. She's running home, and her legs are stiffening up. Her chest is hardening. All of her body is slowly starting to get rusty, and she can't move as fast. And she can't speak as good as she used to. When she's running home, people driving home stop their cars to look what's going on. They're seeing basically a scrap metal running in the streets now, and they're really scared and shocked what's going on. The sad part is, guys, Sarah couldn't get the necklace back on to change back, because her hands were stiffening like this. So she couldn't grab the necklace to fasten it on because her hands were rusting, and she couldn't move her hands anymore, and her legs were starting to stiffen up, and she couldn't run, and she had to walk home. She needed Eleanor's help. So she goes home, guys. She eventually gets home, and she couldn't even cry, guys. She was turning into a monster in her head. She couldn't even cry now. No emotions were coming out because her face was all turning robotic as well, and scrap metal. She couldn't cry. She goes into her bedroom, guys, and Eleanor is not there. She's not there. So while Sarah's running around the house going, Eleanor, Eleanor, her voice is slowly fading now, guys. She can't even get Eleanor out now. It's like, while she's running around the house in panic. Imagine the fear and panic of you just turning into scrap metal. Oh, here we go, guys. Sarah goes into the garage, and she notices like a big heap pile of bags that weren't there before. A heap of bags of just stuff inside. And she moves the bags, and they all fall on the floor. Inside the bags, guys, were human remains, body parts, legs, a torso, arms, hands, feet. Not like hacked off, guys, by an axe. They were severed neatly, like it was a surgery. Organs were in the bags, entrails of the stomach, liver, and her stomach, all of her body part, a bunch of body parts were in the bags as well. And then she notices inside one of the bags her nose, her original nose, her potato nose. So she knew that these were her body parts as soon as she saw the nose. And when she realizes that it's her body parts, obviously she's shook, but she hears a laugh in the distance. It's Eleanor's laugh, guys. Eleanor is now in the garage with her. And Eleanor says this to Sarah. I made your wish come true, Sarah. Starts to laugh. And in return, and then Eleanor lifts up her head, and there's a heart-shaped pendant, just like the one Sarah had. Eleanor presses the heart-shaped pendant and turns into Sarah, the old, original Sarah, the one before all this beauty change. Eleanor turns into the original Sarah without all of the makeover and, taller legs and thin arms. The original Sarah. And then Sarah realizes while she's a bunch of scrap metal slowly dying, like, oh, I actually was quite beautiful. Looking at it outside of the box, I was actually quite beautiful. And Eleanor, now Sarah, puts on Sarah's clothes, Sarah's old clothes, and she says, well, you certainly made my wishes come true. Starts giggling, opens the garage door, and skips away. Happily skips away in the sunlight. When she opens the garage door, guys, the sun's out, and it's really, it's quite creepy how nice it is. She opens the garage door, the sun slowly goes into the garage, and she skips away into the sunlight. Still, Sarah, guys, didn't have the necklace anymore. She can't get it on. Eleanor doesn't help. She falls down, like parts of scrap metal hit the floor, flunk on the floor, slowly falls down, and she's fallen down, and in the garage there's like a faded mirror, and she can see now, guys, that she's slowly turning into a pile of scrap metal. And this is a really, really sad and really scary quote, okay? I'll read the last line. In an old mirror propped up against the garage wall, she saw herself. She was no longer a pretty girl or a girl at all. She didn't resemble a human of any kind. She was nothing but a rusty, dirty pile of junk. She felt sad, then she felt scared, and then she felt nothing at all. And that ends the story, guys. She dies. It is pretty sad when you think about it. Eleanor, you little hoe! You skinny little hoe! I can't believe Eleanor did that to Sarah. How mean! How mean are you to do that? Sarah saved you, Eleanor, from the scrapyard. And you offered her a wish. You offered her to help her. And Sarah went, yeah, I really want to be beautiful. And you tricked her. So, guys, let me do a quick summary for you all if you didn't want to watch 50 minutes of me talking about the full summary. There's a girl called Sarah. She thinks she's very ugly. She's not confident. It seems like she has an eating disorder. She doesn't like eating because she wants to keep thin, and she doesn't like the way she looks. She's got an ugly nose, she's got ugly hair, ugly body. She's not happy with how she looks. She's unnoticed in school. She's really unhappy. She cares too much about her appearance. She's not happy. She never gets noticed by the popular girls or the boy that she likes. When she's walking home really sad, she walks past a scrapyard. In the scrapyard is an animatronic. The animatronic has the same details and appearance as Baby from Sister Location. Red pigtails, red cheeks, really, really beautiful. But this one is skinny. It's not like the big Baby from Sister Location. It's a skinny, slim baby. A model baby, from girl magazines, nice figure, stuff like that. We learn that it is an animatronic. While she takes this animatronic home, she cleans it up, switches it on. We realise she announces that her name is Eleanor. This animatronic is called Eleanor. And Eleanor is so happy that she's alive again. She's been rescued. Eleanor offers Sarah a wish. And Sarah says, I want to be beautiful. Eleanor makes her a necklace. The necklace must be kept on Sarah at all times. Never take it off. And day by day, you will become more and more beautiful. Every time, Sarah, I make you go to sleep with my little lullaby, you will wake up and look in the mirror and you will be more and more beautiful. Each day. Slimmer legs, thin arms, bigger chest, stuff like that. Sarah gets more noticed at school. She gets the boys. She gets more popular. She gets noticed by everybody. Sarah wants more, though. Sarah asks for Eleanor to change her face, her appearance. Doesn't like her nose or anything. She wakes up again. She looks pretty. Her face is now perfect. She's a perfect girl now in her eyes. Interestingly, her mom, Sarah's mom, doesn't notice a difference. Only other people around her at school notice that she's changed. People who didn't originally know her. Abby, her best friend, doesn't really see a big difference by the looks of things. Doesn't go like, oh my God, what's happened to your face? She doesn't seem to mention anything different, and neither does her mom. They just say like, oh, you look good today. You look a bit taller. Or your nails look nice. Never the face change. Because Eleanor mentions like, oh, your mom won't notice a difference because she loves you so much. Do you know what I mean? I'll talk about that in the lore section. Eventually, guys, Sarah starts to realise that Eleanor's a little bit creepy. Eleanor watches her go to sleep. Sarah had a nightmare about Eleanor being creepy and stuff like that. It's like the plant, like the world is trying to like be like, Sarah, something bad's gonna happen. You need to stop what you're doing. But obviously that doesn't happen. At school one day, Sarah falls over, her necklace falls off, and she starts to change, starts twitching. She can't control her body anymore. Her body starts to turn into scrap metal, parts from a scrapyard, bicycle parts, you know, just really rusty metal. She grabs the necklace and runs home, okay? She can't get the necklace back on because she's changed too much now. She can't move her hands. She's just complete metal rust. She can't control things. She eventually gets home. She can't find Eleanor for help. She goes back home into the garage. She finds her body parts cut off, surgically removed. Her organs, her nose, her face, her ears are all in like body bags in a garage, hidden away. Eleanor comes into the garage and's like, oh, you've made my wishes come true, Sarah. She presses a heart pendant, just like the one that she gave Sarah. So there's two of them. Presses the button, turns into Sarah, goes, bye, bitch, and then leaves the garage. And then Sarah dies. She turns into scrap metal and she dies. So yeah, basically Sarah got tricked by Eleanor, and now Eleanor is roaming around as Sarah like nothing's happened. Okay, so yeah, there you go, guys. A pretty sad story, guys. You know, it's actually quite sad because Sarah wasn't a bad person. She just didn't like the way she looked, and she got tricked by Eleanor, the animatronic that she found in the scrapyard. Rip Sarah. That's the first death so far, guys. The first one that we read, Oswald and the dad didn't die. There was no deaths apart from the kids who got murdered at the pizzeria. But yeah, man, Sarah died. She got turned into scrap metal. This is what I think, guys. The heart-shaped pendants are illusion discs. Illusion discs were mentioned back in the novels, the original novels, where they can be used so people see differently. It's basically like brain control. So when you press the illusion disc, let's say this mug had an illusion disc. I press this button, guys, beep, and then you guys wouldn't see this mug anymore. You guys would see a British Pikachu. Okay? That's what it's like. In the Twisted Ones book, plastic animatronics, when the switch was flipped, the illusion disc activated, the plastic animatronics turned into grotesque monsters with fur and boils and, you know, really realistic. That's how illusion discs work. You see something different, but still inside, there's something hidden there. Everybody else will see Sarah, even herself, because the pendant isn't actually on her, it's just like an attachment. It's an illusion disc. Eleanor made Sarah an illusion disc. So while she's got this on, she sees a beautiful, elegant, sexy woman. And everybody else sees it because they're being hypnotized as well by the illusion disc, okay? The mom sees what she wants to see. Sarah's mom sees Sarah as she's always been, doesn't really see a difference. But other people who haven't really noticed her in the past see a beautiful girl now. The popular girls notice her. The boy that she likes notices her. You know, she's going on dates now and stuff because of this illusion disc, okay? But unfortunately, guys, underneath that illusion disc, was scrap metal. When Sarah was sleeping by Eleanor's lullaby, you know, Eleanor was forcing her to sleep with this lullaby and she wouldn't wake up, you know. And while Sarah was asleep, Eleanor was doing surgery on her, cutting off her legs, cutting off her arms, getting rid of her organs while she's asleep, putting them in body bags and hiding them in the garage. It's pretty twisted, guys. It's really sick. Can you imagine? Eleanor was like, go to sleep, your dreams will come true. And when she falls asleep, she gets a big fat knife, starts cutting her legs off and freaking replacing her with scrap metal and turning her into a robot and stuff. It's crazy. And then Sarah wakes up, everything's fine because the illusion disc is tricking her brain, not feeling anything, do you know what I mean? Not knowing that she's actually just a hump of scrap metal walking around. The illusion disc is making her think that she's beautiful and everybody else. But Eleanor knows all this time what she's doing. Eleanor planned this all out. So Eleanor knew exactly what she was doing, guys, since day one. Made the illusion disc, put it on Sarah, cuts her up, hides her parts, turns her into scrap metal. That doesn't benefit Eleanor at all, by the way. It's not like Eleanor takes Sarah's parts to use to turn her into Sarah at the end. It's just her way into killing Sarah slowly. Eleanor is slowly killing Sarah, okay? Because Eleanor wants to become Sarah. Because there can't be two Sarahs, guys. You know, that can't happen. Eleanor needs to get rid of Sarah. And the perfect way to do that is to turn her into scrap metal, a pile of junk. Nobody's going to know then, are they? Sarah's just going to be a pile of junk now. One plot hole, guys. One plot hole is that the body parts are still in the garage. Okay, so when Eleanor goes, bye, and leaves Sarah to die and turn into scrap metal, the body parts are still in the garage. So I'm guessing in the future, Eleanor would go back and hide the body parts and get rid of them so she can be Sarah forever. The illusion discs, guys, is the main key lore part in this story. There's not really anything else to talk about, honestly, guys, other than Sarah dies and Eleanor's now roaming around with the illusion disc being a human. Again, it goes with the novels, guys. It just goes with the novels. The illusion discs can make you appear how you want to be. You know, the illusion discs can even make you look human. Okay? You can be an animatronic, you put on the illusion disc, activate it, you can look like a human. You can look like anything you want to be. She gets away with it. She kills Sarah, turns Sarah into scrap metal day by day, cuts off her limbs, hides them away, replaces her with scrap metal, just with an illusion disc on, and Sarah eventually dies. I'm guessing Eleanor knew, eventually, that Sarah was going to take off that illusion disc. Even though Eleanor was like, remember never to take off the necklace, Sarah, never take it off. I think Eleanor knew that it was eventually going to happen, and it did, and Eleanor got away with it. Eleanor turned into Sarah and just left and had fun. And Sarah died. The first death in the book, guys. Honestly, a goosebump story, guys, with a bad ending. There's no happy ending in this. Sarah doesn't get away. Sarah doesn't fight Eleanor and becomes victorious and, you know, gets rid of Eleanor, burns Eleanor in the scrapyard or whatever. Eleanor wins. The animatronic wins and Sarah dies. And it looks like Eleanor will get away with it because the illusion disc will make her look like Sarah forever. But we don't know what happens, whether she eventually gets caught or we don't know. But at this point, guys, Sarah's dead and Eleanor is now Sarah with the illusion disc. Let me know your thoughts on the story, guys. I found this one pretty cool. I didn't enjoy it as much as Into the Pit. mainly because I'm a lore boy. I love my lore, and there wasn't that much lore apart from the illusion discs and how Eleanor looks like Baby, just a thinner version of Baby. So again, another new animatronic in the FNAF book universe. And this Eleanor animatronic can like do what she wants. She can make illusion discs and stuff like that, and you know, she tricked Sarah. I like the twist at the end. I wasn't actually expecting that. I wasn't expecting Sarah to turn into a pile of scrap metal and die. Was not expecting that. I was expecting the illusion disc to break, or she takes it off and Eleanor gets angry and attacks Sarah or something, and Sarah wins and Eleanor gets destroyed and burned. I wasn't expecting Eleanor to win and Sarah to die. So yeah, pretty deep. I'd give that about a 7 or 8 out of 10. I liked the ending. It was a bit slow at the start, but the ending was really good. The last few pages were really, really good. So let me know your thoughts, guys. What do you think about that story? It's pretty deep and it's pretty sad. Feel sorry for Sarah. And Eleanor is a hoe. And that's a summary, guys. Eleanor's a hoe. Thanks for watching. Lots of love. I really appreciate the support as always, guys. Take care. And I'll see you all next time.